This is pitch data that shows the aircraft was flying at the same altitude for 2 hours, flying 500 miles per hour with a positive pitch. As you can see, this orange line shows the positive pitch of the plane. That black line underneath it is 0 degrees. So you can see for 2 hours, the plane was at the same altitude and it maintained a positive pitch. So it flew 1,000-mile distance with a positive pitch over the Earth, meaning the nose of the plane was tilted up a few degrees. The reason the plane keeps a positive attitude is to maintain altitude and generate lift. Now, if you're flying around a globe, it would be impossible to have positive pitch over 2 hours over 1,000 miles distance and not gain altitude on a globe. You would have to correct for the curvature of the Earth by changing orientation of the plane relative to the curved surface. This pitch data directly shows the contrary. It didn't happen. Planes don't do this in reality, and I'm going to keep using this argument because it destroys the globe, as you're about to see. You can see here, very, very, very basic. If this plane was flying over a curved surface, it would have to change orientation relative to the ground to keep up with the curvature of the Earth. But all pilots admit they do not need to nose down. They do not need to adjust for curvature, simply because the curvature is not there. The FAA trains pilots to assume a flat, non-rotating Earth and to ignore a gravity vector, even in the simulations that they use, because the Earth is flat and non-rotating. Here are several clips of pilots I've debated that admit they don't adjust for curvature and don't need to nose down. How often do you have to adjust for the curvature of the Earth?
You don't have to adjust.
You maintain the same altitude around a globe. Is this line curved?
The line curves because we're taking into consideration the curvature of the Earth. We do not need to nose down at all.
Does the aircraft ever need to dip its nose down to account for curvature?
No.
As you can see, a bit of inconsistencies. I debated Stingray, and I told him I got pitch data that shows the plane had a positive pitch for 2 hours for a 1,000-mile distance, and I wanted him to put a plane on his globe and fly around it without dipping the nose, and this is what happened. Yeah, if you have a globe and you want to draw a line at the same altitude around that globe all the way around it, do you have to curve the line to draw it?
Do I have to curve a line to draw a line around a globe?
At an equal altitude, yeah. Do you have to?
From an external reference point, yes.
Great. Well, that's not how the plane flies. It flies a straight line.
Oh my God. So here we go. Here we go. So can you see this?
Yeah, I can see that.
That's the ground, and that's going around a globe.
Yeah. It's not moving.
Awesome.
It's not moving.
It absolutely is. You can see the original camera tilting, which is looking from space.
So it's nosing down around the globe. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. If get this, if you say that following the surface of the Earth is nosing down, for the sake of that argument, absolutely it's nosing down. For the sake of this argument.
Yeah, well, the plane
it's absolutely nosing down, but it's doing this. Yeah, it does this.
Well, the plane doesn't do that in reality. Welcome to Flat Earth. How often do you have to adjust for the curvature of the Earth?
You don't have to adjust.
We take it down. We do not need to nose down at all.
Does the aircraft ever need to dip its nose down to account for curvature?
No.
The plane does do this.
No, it doesn't. And every pilot I've debated admits this, that they don't account for curvature. Like you're showing now, they don't do this.
Mind if I take a little peek in the cockpit? Yeah. Cool, thank you. That's nice. Awesome. Cool, you mind if I ask you a couple questions?
Okay, everybody's leaving here. How long?
Just about like the flight of descent. When it comes to the flight of descent, we fly at like what, 3,100 feet? 37?
We were at 28,000.
28,000. From the top of the altitude, from the time we hit the runway.
It takes about 3 miles per 1,000 feet that we have to lose.
Okay. So when it comes to the flight of descent, do you have to compensate for curvature?
No.
You don't?
Nope.
Okay. So whenever you land like east to west, do you ever have to like slow down or speed up whenever you land?
Depends on, periodically. It depends on wind usually. So.
What do you mean depends on wind?
Well, it's a function of ground speed.
function of ground speed?
Ground speed, right.
So like
wind in your face, then you're going to be slower.
No, like if you're landing east, and then if you're landing west,
right?
Would you have to like slow down or speed up due to Earth's motion?
No.
No?
Nope.
So
Earth's motion has nothing to do with it.
So we don't compensate for the curvature whenever we're landing.
We don't do anything
and
with
then
curvature.
we don't do anything when it comes to the motion of Earth.
Curvature is...
So Earth has to be a level stationary plane, right?
Fairly...
Can I ask them a quick question?
Sure.
Excuse me. Can I ask you a quick question?
Of course.
You guys account for any curvature of the Earth? You guys fly with the nose down or anything?
It's actually a good question, and these boxes that are here actually do compensate for that. We don't do anything about. I mean,
okay.
It is in these two boxes you see there.
Oh, because
they actually do compensate for that.
Really? Because I've read that these guys actually fly with the nose up.
It is. It's up about anywhere from 1.5 to about 2 degrees.
So you fly with the nose up?
Yeah. Not. I mean, 1.5 to 2 degrees is not much, but it is up.
So that means there's no curve because you would be flying with the nose down.
Oh, that's yeah. But I mean, it's as it's moving. But yeah, that makes sense.
You guys know it's
so
flat, right?
The 78, right?
So what's 78?
The 787 actually flies flat though.
Okay. So the 787 flies flat, but you guys fly with the nose up.
On this?
Yeah.
Well, not every single minute, but yeah. If we're accelerating, it's flat, right?
Right.
All the time.
Flat all the time.
So there's nothing being compensated at that.
Never nose down.
Only when we're descending.
Never nose down.
Yeah. I mean, we do come nose down.
When you have to come down.
Yeah.
But if the Earth was a globe, you'd have to be nose down all the time, right?
You're asking.
I would be less nose up.
Yeah, I don't know if I have the answer.
You guys are nose up. I appreciate you getting us safe here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great night. Thank you. Sorry. Woo.
Excuse me, do you mind?
Hey, how you doing?
Very well, how are you?
Good.
So you know how we just took a flight of descent?
Yeah.
Did you have to compensate for curvature?
No. Yeah.
So did you just have to compensate for curvature due to the flight of descent as we landed just now?
No, not necessarily. Yeah.
Alright, thank you so much.
You bet.
So the pilot just told me that the Earth is flat.
Never confuse education with intelligence. You can have a PhD and still be an idiot. When we were children, they told us that the dumbest people the world have ever known believed that the Earth is flat. For me, people who are conspiracy theories are way more smart than people with PhDs. Education and intelligence are two different things. I mean, never confuse the two. People say work smart, not hard. So why complicate things with calculation? When your eyes realize the ocean can't curve, let alone the water. Funny thing is, they use telephone line, talk to a man on the moon from 238,000 miles away, yet we can't get phone service when we are out of the city. Why are we hiding the intelligent design of God and believe on monkeys as our evolution? The Selenian eclipse occurs only when sun and moon can be observed at the same time. About its horizon and its occultation that occurs from top down. For demonstrating it, it's not from the globe Earth's shadow, because that's impossible. Our stars rotate from east to west. The clockwise and counter are relative to the direction we are facing. I mean, can anyone demonstrate the simplest one to show how level the straight horizontal line and being a curve? It's like ding, 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 ding. So all the passengers of NASA 344, please fasten your seatbelt because we're flying around Earth's curvature. Basic geometry, but we love complicated things just to look like a smart scientist. In Quran, we as Muslims are obliged to face one direction of the sacred mosque, which is the Kaaba, wherever we are in its direction, the direction on where we pray. On a flat earth, we can do that. On a ball earth, how can we pray in one direction? Holy Bible, the Quran, and the Torah both stated a flat stationary earth. These three holy scriptures talk about the firmament, and it's divided by waters. This is the reason why they want to make a new version of Bibles, just to erase the facts and confuse you. Even remove the Enoch part of it. The curvature and motion of the earth have never been proven. The Bible, the Torah, and the Quran, without a doubt, supports that earth is fixed in place, an enclosed earth with great detail. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam support a flat stationary earth. The Mayans and the Egyptians know it all along, and so on. The globe earth is just new, made up by your very own government, scientists, and astronauts. You even laugh about the people who's being a flat earther, while going blindly to church, praying to the ones who designed the earth and believing it is a globe, because your school said so. I mean, logic to this piece. Whether you are religious or not, God designed your mind on top for a reason, and your eyes in front of it, to see things easy. So why complicate things?
China has built an artificial moon that simulates low gravity conditions on Earth. That's right, a low gravity simulation chamber. Pause and read. They got the idea from this experiment of a levitating frog, done with electromagnetism. Believe it or not. In case you didn't know, everything has a magnetic field. Here's a syringe of water being repelled using diamagnetism. Also, a block of wood can do the exact same thing. You have a magnetic field. Plastic has a magnetic field. Water, wood, everything. So, when China wants to make this moon simulator, they got inspired from this levitating frog using electromagnetism. They thought, let's simulate the moon's anti-gravity conditions based on this experiment using electromagnetism. I love this because anti-gravitic technology exists where they defy gravity, but they don't unbend and unwarp space-time, the current model of gravity. They use electrostatics, electromagnetism. There are patents for this very spacecraft out there right now. Yet the anti-gravitic technologies such as warp drives remain purely theoretical because you cannot isolate this space-time to unbend and unwarp it to defy gravity in its current model of the theory of relativity. Yet we have technologies coming out of the electrostatic levitation laboratory that show this anti-gravitic technology being used using electromagnetism. Once again, they say we don't know what gravity is, we're just going with our best guess. But when there are technologies, anti-gravitic, that defy gravity using certain methods such as magnetism, but then you have theoretical concepts using the current theoretical model of gravity, and those can't be done? Shouldn't that be a clue enough that we're starting to find out what gravity isn't?
What if I told you that every single rocket follows an arched pathway for one specific reason, and that reason would be to avoid the firmament above? Now, every single ancient religion spoke of this firmament, but suddenly it's such a ridiculous conspiracy theory. But guys, it would probably have a little bit of validity if perhaps Hollywood showed us this arched trajectory somewhere through symbolism or something. Oh my god. Could this be? Or could I just be theorizing? Why don't we watch it one more time? Now this is also mimicking the arched dome in the heavens. The rockets follow this, and the stars follow this same exact arch. Now how is this possible? All the ancient religions knew that we had a firmament above.
Alright, I want you guys to tell me what you think about this. I took this video yesterday. This is the sun reflecting off the windows of this apartment building. And based on where the observer is, you can see that it's showing multiple suns. So this begs the question, when we see this phenomena happening in the sky, is it maybe reflecting off something? When I observe something like this, when I use my own critical thinking, this looks like a reflection to me. So again, this is the one that I took. This is the reflection in the window, the sun, and then there's two more reflections. It kind of fades as it goes. Sort of a similar pattern we're seeing here. And this is just a picture in the sky, guys. Perhaps it's reflecting off the one thing that is mentioned many times in the Bible, in the Quran, and many religious texts. Hast thou with him spread out in the sky, which is strong, and as a molten looking glass. John 37:18. Molten looking glass, eh? This isn't new knowledge, guys. Every single one of our ancestors, who, by the way, accomplished way more wonders than we did and were way more technologically advanced than we were, told us about the firmament. They all depicted the firmament when they spoke about the universe. From the Egyptians to the Mayans to the Hebrew, the Incas, it goes on and on and on. These people knew about the true creation of our universe, and they always have. You've been told to ignore what you see and what you feel with your own senses. You see a rainbow and you think it comes from water droplets. Really, it's reflecting off the firmament. That's the only way it's possible. That's why it's arched. You always see a flat horizon. You don't feel like you're moving, yet you believe what they tell you. It's time to wake up. Peace and love.
It came in the mail and y'all are opening it with me. Ooh. Smell it. Woo! Here we go.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni, and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.